All right. Today I am interviewing Exzyyy.
Hello, how's
Um,
it going?
Hello. How is it going? How are you, Easy?
I'm doing well. I'm doing pretty well. I'm happy with what I've accomplished. I'm happy with life. I'm good.
That's good. Good. Okay. So before we get into anything, I'm eating Oreos right now. So what's your favorite type of Oreo?
Favorite time? I mean, the basic one, the most like chocolate and filling. That's it. I don't like the special kind of. Yeah, can't take the special one.
My man. A true brother, black on the outside, white on the inside, because we got a code switch.
That's a true brother. Being black on the outside but white on the inside. That's how that works.
Yeah.
All right, I didn't know that. I needed that.
It's called being a mulatto. Well, that's if you're mixed. Are you mixed?
Yeah, no, not mixed.
Damn.
That was just called being an Oreo, being black on the outside but white. Anyway, anyway,
Okay.
yes, the basic ones are the best.
Okay. Bet. Bet. Okay. Okay. So we asked, "How are you? What your favorite Oreo is?" So, um, I've known you for a long time. I
Yeah,
think
a
since
long
like
time.
eighth, ninth grade, something like that. Tell us a little bit about your background. What are you doing right now? Are you in school? Are you making music? Um, why'd you get into making beats?
Oh, okay. Yeah. We obviously went to the same school. I'm not gonna expunge what school that is or tell what school that is, but yeah. Since pretty much since starting high school, I've wanted to really get into the beat making process and try to make something that many people could listen to and enjoy. Um, yeah, but I'm not going to school for that. Like right now, I'm in school for psychology. That's what I'm
Okay.
studying. That's my major. Um, but in my off time, I try to do as much music stuff as possible. Pretty much, just a lot of learning and a lot of collaborating with other people, trying to get ideas off of those, off of my friends and off
Yeah.
of potential friends. So yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I see you on your fucking grind, bro. So, so with that, who are you? Well, we'll ask a few questions. I'll just type them in since these are good questions to ask since you talked about them.
Okay.
Who are you collaborating with? Collaborate. I can't fuck. I'm a rapper, but I can't fucking type
Take your time. Take your time. It's
with
all.
right
It's
now.
all. It's all good. Who
Okay.
am I collaborating with right now?
Yeah.
Like I was a couple people. Like in terms of like beat making, I'll have to send stuff. Like I want to send melodies to Suyanochi.
Who is
He's one.
that?
He produced a couple things for he's another producer. He's a pretty big guy
Can you type?
right now.
Can you tell us his how to spell his name so we can look him up?
Yeah, hold on. I hope to God I do this right. No, I think that's right. I
Okay.
think that's right. Yeah.
Sunoshi.
Uh huh.
Sunoshi.
Yeah, I want to send stuff to him. I want 17 Z Danny. He sent me my melodies, and I've been working on beats
Okay.
from using his stuff.
All right.
Um, Recently, I finished a big collab with a lot of other trap metal. I hate that term, but yeah, trap metal producers and stuff like that. Trap metal and other things.
You think we'd be able
Uh,
to hear a snippet or anything exclusive?
um, nah, I don't like premiering stuff too often, and especially since this is gonna be like this is gonna be more of a big project. I don't want to take away any shine from anybody else that's still working on the thing.
Well, what would be able to preview anything from just your own personal little projects?
Um, Nah, not until I think they're at least ready to be heard. And most of the time, that's like when it's like 90% done, 90 to 95. Like, okay, I don't have to add some finishing touches. Here you go. Here you can listen to some of this. Not a big fan of previewing, which is why I don't do it very often.
Okay. Okay. So we talked about producers. Are there any rappers, that's not me, that you're working with right now?
Working with right now, I mean, like I've sent stuff to like Seven. I've sent. I want to send stuff to Venom.
I listen to Seven's music. I fuck with it.
Yeah, Seven's great. He's a great, very talented musician.
Hmm.
Yes, sent stuff to like Venom, and there's other people that I have worked with in the past that I'm might work with again later on. It's a lot.
Okay. Is there anything out that you produce for other rappers that we can look up right now?
Yeah, there's I have like a playlist of stuff that I've produced for other people. I want to get a playlist is
You
on
think
my account.
you think you could link it into the Discord so I can just flash it up on the screen for everybody to see?
Sure, I'll do that right now.
Okay, okay. So we didn't get into this, but how long have you been producing?
I think I've had my I think like probably about a year and a half, maybe like a year, maybe like 3 months or so since actually uploading music of my own that wasn't like just like re-uploads of other people's stuff. Since I've deleted those or have privated those. But yeah, actually uploading stuff has been like a year and some months. Producing, actually like using the program that I use currently to actually make things.
Yeah.
It's been probably about 2.5 years around
Yeah.
that because there was a long time where I was like making stuff and I didn't really upload them. Yeah, maybe about 2 years. But I've been
That's
working with like
crazy.
yeah, I've been working with like music programs for years and years, like 6, 7 years since I was like 12, 13 on
Okay.
like free websites and stuff like that. Yeah, I've been doing the music stuff for a while.
Okay. Cause I was like, when I first saw you were making beats, I'm like, damn, this shit's crazy. I never would have like I just saw you always just like listening to music on SoundCloud on your phone. I was like never really expected you to like make beats or anything. So it's like when I saw it, I was like, that's crazy. But I'm like
Hmm.
really happy. Yeah.
Thanks. I'm I'm grateful that you encouraged me to start uploading stuff and actually uh, continuing with this whole musical path.
Yeah, like you have like don't you have like 75,000 like views concurrently? Like that's way more
Mm,
than me, and I've been making music since like ninth fucking grade. So
yeah.
like I said, like me and dramatic, like props to fucking you, bro. Props. Like
Thanks. I mean, I personally feel like I've pretty much gotten pretty lucky on with the amount of love that my tracks tend to get, but I'm very, very grateful. I'm very happy for anyone that listens to my music.
yeah, like bro has the sauce. He's figured it out. He has something in his head. I don't know if he wants to tell us the secret formula, but
Yeah, I have no formula. It's all just I feel like it's a lot of luck, and at the same time, making stuff that other people want to listen to. You kind of have to balance that. Making music that you enjoy making while also making stuff that other people want to listen to.
yeah. How'd you
It's a
get
it's a hard to balance.
okay? How'd you get into producing this type of music?
This type, like
Like the heavy, aggressive 808s, like all that type
yeah,
of music. That like
um, I would say it was just like a lot of people like that I listened to on SoundCloud. I kind of want to be. I like listening to very loud and aggressive stuff. I've been listening to it for like years,
what are your
and
influences
in terms of like the sound, like in the SoundCloud scene, people like
in general?
like in general, who are my influences in general? Like I used to listen to like a lot of like electronic stuff back then, so like a lot of like dubstep and like drum and bass stuff. So like people like Exzzy or
Okay,
Dat Sick, people like that, Dr. P. And in terms of like the more ridiculous, people like Lap Fox tracks and stuff like that. any type of weird electronic stuff I've always been into. In terms of
Okay.
like rap music, I was always into like the more aggressive style of rapping. I wasn't really into like boom bappy stuff. I wanted more
Yeah.
hip hop, trappy stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's kind of what that's that's one of the reasons why I'm doing the stuff that I'm doing now.
Yeah. I know you. I know you've listened to a lot of like, fuck it, right?
Yeah, yeah, fuck is great. I love his music.
But do you listen to Zillikami?
Yes, I think I've been listening to him for about a year and a half. I actually don't know, but yeah, I'm a big fan of him and Soul Smooth
Did you
and
hear my
the
fault?
whole City Morgue conglomerate. I like it.
Okay, so I'm guessing you've also tuned into the newest project.
Yeah, I did hear it, but I don't remember too much from it.
Okay.
Uh, I remember enjoying it though, because I don't think there's a tape of theirs that I didn't at least enjoy.
Okay. So, what are some artists that are in that scene that, besides those two people, that you think people will fuck with? Like like old
Hmm.
X, like that type of vibe. I know he used to really sound like that. I know.
Yeah, yeah, he's done some aggressive stuff, and I think yeah, I don't really like referring to X too much when it comes to this thing. It's kind of shunned. No one wants to talk. It's like talking about Scar Lord or like Ghost Man or something like that. No one wants to remember those people when it comes to the rise of this underground
Why so?
rap scene. Um, hmm. I want to say it's because of the type of people that those big names bring in. Because at that, with how big they get, they with the people that they bring in that try to be as much of a copy as possible. I mean, there's been many copies of like X and Ghostmane, and even people like Project or like
I get
or
it.
Seven or people like that. They bring in just carbon copies, and no one wants to even acknowledge that those people exist because they're carbon copies. No one wants to hear that.
Well,
Um,
wouldn't you
so
get that in
I
any
think that's
scene?
why I would. Yeah, I think you do, and that's why I don't like shitting on these new no, not new shitting on these artists that bring in these people because at the end of the day there's a reason why they have so much influence.
Yeah.
They're legitimately good. I like Ghostman. I like old Scarlord. I'm not really a big fan of his new stuff, but and I love X. X is one of my favorite artists of all time. But yeah, I try not to compare anybody like that or anything like that because
Yeah.
no one wants to be compared to those people.
Yeah. Comparisons are tough. Even
Mm, I
not.
would say,
Like, I know that especially. But we're
yeah.
not here to talk about me. We're here to talk about you. So that's just crazy. What is the trap scene like? Well, will we describe it as trap metal? What would you call the scene? Like if you had to call it a specific genre.
That's difficult. I mean, I don't know if I'm like in the minority. I like calling what I do ragecore or trap noise or whatever. I don't really like calling it trap metal because a lot of people kind of conflate that with like the Zillakami or like the Thrax type beat people.
Yeah,
But I like the term ragecore. I don't hate it.
I
It's
like
just
it.
me though. But how are I like these people. I think they're cool. There's a lot of I think there's a lot more interesting ideas in this sphere than a lot of people want to take not take credit. Than a lot of people want to admit. I think a lot of people do a lot of interesting things with what they have
Yeah,
in this genre. So I'm pretty happy with what's happening. There's even stuff like new iterations, maybe not new, but iterations in the underground spawning.
okay. So this is like a two-parter question. Do you think you could describe how those types of beats are structured? And I guess I kind of want to dive further in it. So, like, what first made you like really start talking to people and like getting into the scene? Like, what interested you so much about it?
Okay. I'll answer the first question. For in terms of structure, It's back then when I was making stuff, I wanted to make stuff like super duper like insane. So I wanted to like start loud
Yeah.
and end loud and stuff like that. But if you want to make like an actually interesting and dynamic track like that, if you would start it, have it kind of slow, calm in the beginning, and then have it, rush and be as loud and as crazy as possible. Doing as much as you can to catch your listeners off guard, almost.
Kind of like rave music.
Yeah, a little bit. You want to in the actual, like, I don't know what you call them. I guess you wouldn't call them verses, but I guess you technically could. But when it starts, you want to make people go, oh, whoa, you want them to be surprised. You don't want it to, especially in the scene like this, where some people, after a while, it can get a little repetitive, a little cookie cutter. You want to make something that is very, very unique. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think trap metal allows for that if you're able to have those ideas and you're not just trying to copy people.
But I definitely feel like some of the stuff I just hear you be doing with the 808s is just like fucking crazy. And
Mm-hmm.
I definitely say I take inspiration with it on some of my tracks that I've used, cuz it's just like you hear some of this shit and it's just like how the fuck did you do that?
Yeah, that's what I want people to. That's my favorite feeling when I'm listening to music that I really like. I like listening to stuff and being like, "How did you do that?
Yeah.
How was that achieved? I don't know how you were able to even get that type of sound or do that type of effect." I like stuff like that, and it's even cooler when you actually get to learn how it's done and then take that knowledge and put it forward into even more interesting musical ideas. I like that. It's fun. It's fun to me.
Okay. What is some advice for people that are trying to get into the scene or trying to learn how to make beats like you do?
Huh. Advice for people trying to get into the scene and make if you're trying to like be big, I don't think there's like a real formula to it. I feel like you just have to, especially in the scene like this, where there's a lot of people doing what I do. I'm nothing special, and there's a lot of people trying to make it big. Everyone's trying to be the next Warfield. Be the next
Warfield? Who's that?
yeah, Warfield. Warfield's another fantastic producer. An inspiration to a lot of people. Like, seriously.
Okay.
But if you want to break into the scene, just start doing stuff. Try to be as creative as possible. Make some very interesting music. If you want to get noticed, enter sample challenges and stuff like that. That's what I did. I entered a lot of sample challenges
Yeah.
in the beginning.
That's what I was gonna
Uh,
ask you about too. Well, keep talking. I'll go into that later.
yeah, I think if you want to learn how to make stuff like me, like like loud ragecore kind of stuff like that. I think it's all up to like drum kits. Pick good 808s out of drum kits. Pick good instruments. Period. And if you want to make stuff loud, just go. Look for stuff that turns up gain and stuff that distorts.
Okay.
And find new VSTs that allow you to distort things in interesting ways. I know like Decapitator, I think this was called, is pretty good. That's one thing, and with that you can do all types of things, and a lot of it is just trying to kind of keeping things clean and loud. I think yes, if you really want to,
Clean and loud.
yeah, a lot of I would not a lot of compression, but a lot of going through each instrument and trying to make stuff fit, because it's hard to make instruments fit into something that's that loud. Like it's difficult.
Yeah,
So yeah,
most
I would
definitely.
say watch some tutorials. There are a couple good tutorials on it. I think who did that tutorial? I think it was Arkson that did it. I'm not 100% sure, but there's one that's one I watched. I was like, oh shoot, okay, that's how you do it. And I
So
want to say there's even more that are being released. It's kind of hard to find them because everybody's like, oh, everything is trap metal. So when you look up trap metal tutorial, you're gonna find stuff like, oh, how do I make old X beats, or how do I make Thrax type beats and stuff like
yeah,
that. And that's not what I make. I don't make Thrax type beats.
Okay. So that's crazy. So nice and keep it loud and keep it clean. That's the
Yes.
major thing.
Hmm.
So let's talk about these sample challenges. So haven't you had a couple of your own?
I've had one. I did do one sample challenge, and that was pretty fun. I actually really enjoyed that.
Okay, describe the feeling of what it's like to do a sample challenge, what it's like to host it, what it's like to enter one, and just all of that.
Hmm. To host one, I mean, it's not really all that difficult. I mean, you just kind of, the one thing I would be scared of is like trying to make sure no one's getting like uh shafted or anything like that. I don't want someone to be. I would hate to be in a position where it's like, oh, it's 50-50 or who's gonna win. Like with my first sample challenge, I was like, okay, this person's definitely gonna win. This person's definitely gonna win second place, and this one's definitely gonna win third place. Then I made the honorable mentions area for everyone else that was also just really, really good, because every entry in that sample challenge was really good. I loved every single entry,
Okay.
but to answer one, that one's a bit more scary, because at that point, depending on which ones you're doing, you're up against some people that are way more well known, and people that are really out to get, like some people that like enter like three times
They enter
and
three
stuff like
times.
yeah. I mean, you well, a lot of things you can enter as many times as you want. Well, some sample channels, some only allow one entry, stuff like that. But yeah, you have people that really, really want that first, second, or third place, or or whatever the prizes are for winning those
Okay.
positions.
How do you
So
enter
it can
them?
be scary. Like how do you win, or like how do you enter? Period
How do
is
you enter? Period. So I'm like, where do you? I was always wondering, like, where do you be finding these people?
oh, where
Like,
do I even find them? For one, I'll follow a good amount of people, and two, it's basically just like, since a lot of them have the rule like, oh, repost this sample challenge, I normally see other people reposting sample challenges, and then I find them based off of that.
okay,
Yeah, I think right now it's kind of we're in a kind of a dry spell. I don't think there's too many sample challenges going on right now, but there was a time where there was like three of them going on at the same time. I didn't enter any of those, but yeah, there's a good amount of sample challenges. If you look and the certain types of people, there's a lot of them in like the wave kind of community,
what's
and there's a lot that goes on in trap metal, stuff like that.
what's the wave community?
People like I don't want to call it like wave people, but people like Yandere and
Yonder,
who
yeah.
yeah, Yandere is pretty great. I love his stuff, but people like that. I don't know too many people in the wave area, but I have entered like Yandere's sample challenge. I think two of them. I didn't enter the third one.
Okay.
I lost all of those, but whatever, you can lose. It's cool. It's fine to lose.
Yeah.
Just get better. Just work.
Heard it here first. Just work and get better.
Yeah, and that's what you have to do. Some people kind of forget that you have to be good. Like you have to make something that's really good if you want to stand out above everyone else.
Okay. How do you stand out?
Um, I don't know. I don't know how I stand. I mean, I would like to think that my ideas for music are a bit more interesting than some other people's, but it's not like I execute them all that well. Sometimes, I try not to. I try to never settle for. I try to never settle on my beats or my projects or anything like that. But sometimes I have an idea and it just doesn't go through, and I can't really do anything about that because I just don't have the knowledge and I don't have the experience to do what I really want to do.
Okay. What keeps you going with making music?
Huh? Being able to work with people.
Okay.
More people. I mean, even if it's someone that's not even known, it's still fun to collaborate and share ideas. I think that's what makes me want to continue. I like to see what other people are doing and just see how they move.
Okay. So, say somebody wants to, they hear a beat from you and they want to get it. Are you selling? Are you have any place to buy beats, or do you just give them away from free?
if someone were to like ask me for like a beat, I would probably I would give them like a price because I don't have like a ton of beats that I just kind of have like sitting around. Well, I do, but I don't really like those aren't all that good. So I don't even want them to be seen. But when it comes to like if someone comes to my like, DMs or something like that, say I want to beat, how much does it cost? I would know say like $10. For
Okay.
now, anyway. I don't have a place where you can buy any beats. I'm sooner than later. I'm gonna make an area where beats are gonna be purchasable.
Okay.
But for now, when someone uses a beat of mine, I let I just I just give them out, especially if there's someone that I'm like, oh, okay, that would be good. If they ask for them, or I say, oh, you want beats, and I'll send them like 3 or 4. I never send like a giant pack of beats. It's not a good idea.
Yeah. Okay. That's interesting. Kind of trying to formulate where the fuck my thoughts are going. Uh,
Sorry, I'm rambling a bit as well.
no, you're cool. I'm just trying to think. Fuck. These Oreos got me fucked up, bro.
I've never heard that series of words. These Oreos got me fucked up.
Hey, I might put it in a song. Okay. I remember. Okay. So, how often do you think it takes you to produce a track?
How often, or like how long?
Yeah, how long does it take you to produce a track?
It depends. If I'm making something that's kind of simple, if I'm like just trying to make like here's a hard beat, like here you go, here's something that can be rapped on, but it's hard, it'll probably take probably about like an hour to really like get all my ideas together and make a beat. Maybe not an hour, maybe like 45 minutes. I don't think I've ever actually timed myself between
Okay.
like okay, I'm gonna start a beat and then I'm gonna finish it. This is gonna be the finished product. Because most of the time, I end up starting a beat, then I go to something else. I don't like doing this, but then I go to something else. Then I go to like maybe something else, and I go back maybe like a day later, continue working on the beat.
Okay.
Um, I don't think that's good practice, but that's just something that I've gotten in the habit of doing.
Um.
Uh, but you should always come back to your beats. Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't think you should make. You definitely shouldn't just like, oh, here's the beat, there it is, it's done, and then just release it immediately. I think you should, about a day go by, then go back to the beat and see, okay, maybe I can change this, maybe I can change that.
Huh. That's the kind of like I guess between where me and you differ. I feel like I can just sit down and make a track for like hours and just be like, yeah, this shit's done. This shit's fired. And I'm
Okay,
like
yeah.
present it, and I'm just like, there you go. Here, listen to this. I might have some I have some more shit I can probably send you in terms of like resources. Um,
Cool, cool.
Stuff like, cause I know me personally, I can just make a track, every day. Speaking of tracks? What's the most amount of tracks you've ever made in a day? Cause I know I'm a fucking monster. If you see my work ethic,
In like a day, probably like 3.
3.
I've
Okay.
definitely had days where I just sat down for like multiple hours and just worked on beats, possibly for other people, or maybe just like I was trying to figure out things or get ideas and I was just making stuff. So yeah, probably about 3. I've never made like in terms of like a giant, like a big project or something like that, because I don't never really upload just beats. I try to upload something that's like interesting for my account. It's not a beat account. I try to make actual almost songs, but I call them projects because I guess they're still songs. But
Yeah,
when it
it's
comes to
decent.
that, I've never made one project in a day. Like I have to, like an actual song would take like a couple days, 3 days, 4 days for me
Okay.
to really finalize it and actually make something good.
So, do you only have a SoundCloud?
Uh, SoundCloud is the only thing I actually upload music to, but I do have a Matter account and I do have a YouTube. I don't know when I'm gonna start using the YouTube, and I definitely don't know when I'm gonna start using the Matter account. But
What's Matter?
Matter is like I think it's supposed to be like seen as like an alternative to SoundCloud because SoundCloud is stupid sometimes, especially with like its copyright policies and stuff like that. I've seen
Yeah.
multiple accounts die and just up and disappear because of false copyright strikes. And with Matter, I think it's just I think it's just an alternative. I'm not 100% sure though, because I think it's gotten like another boost of popularity recently. I don't know who it was. I think it might have had something to do with Tokyo's Revenge, but I'm not 100% sure.
Okay. I might get the
I
link
just
for
know like
that.
he's one of the biggest person. Yeah, I mean, if you want another area that seems like a better place than SoundCloud, even though it has, obviously less people on it than SoundCloud. But if you were looking for like another area where, if my SoundCloud goes away, or if I want to spread out my work, because it's probably never a good idea to have all your stuff right in one area.
Yeah.
So if you want to spread it out, yeah, Matter is, from what I've heard, is a pretty good place to do your business.
Okay. Okay.
And
Like,
obviously YouTube is good.
yeah. Like, you gotta get on that YouTube shit. I fucking.
Yeah, I really do.
Is it? Hold on. All right. Matter.com leads to fucking it hyperlinks to Mark Cuban's fucking company.
It's matter.online.
Okay. Okay. I'm just trying to show for the viewers.
Mm-hmm.
So, Matter platform. So, another place right here. That's fire. So, no fucking. I deleted. I got tired of fucking SoundCloud. I deleted my shit and I just recently made it again. That's
Yeah,
just.
yeah, I noticed.
Yeah. It's fucking annoying. Tired of, like, all those fucking bots and shit. Like, this is.
It's very annoying. Hey, but I feel like Matter is gonna have the same issue.
Yeah.
I don't see there being much of a. I just don't see. I don't think there's gonna be a huge difference between the two. I think Matter just looks nicer.
Yeah. I'll check it out. Okay. So, it's about 8:30. I think we got a lot of the music stuff going through. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
we'll call this part 1 and then I'll segment into part 2. Okay.
All right, cool.
And pause.